You're sitting at your desk. Nothing bad has happened. No email, no bad news, no argument. And yet your chest feels tight, your stomach is in knots, and your mind is quietly telling you something is wrong. If this has ever happened to you, you're not broken. You're dealing with something that has a name, and more importantly, something you can actually do something about. Picture this. It's a normal Tuesday afternoon. You're eating lunch at your desk, scrolling your phone, nothing unusual happening around you. And then out of nowhere, your heart starts to race. Your palms get a little sweaty. A heavy, uneasy feeling settles in your chest. You look around. Nothing is wrong. No danger. No deadline exploding in your face. So why does your body feel like something terrible is about to happen? If this sounds familiar, you're going to want to stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this happens, and you'll have 3 simple tools you can use the next time it hits you. What you just felt has a name. Psychologists call it free-floating anxiety. It's a general, ongoing feeling of unease and worry that isn't tied to any one thing. It's not officially listed as a disorder, but that doesn't make it any less real or any less uncomfortable when it shows up. Here's what's actually happening inside your brain when this occurs. There's a small structure deep in your brain called the amygdala. Its job is to manage your emotional reactions, especially fear. When the amygdala becomes overactive, it starts sounding alarms even when there's no real threat around. Think of it like a smoke detector that's a little too sensitive. It doesn't just go off when there's a fire. It goes off when you make toast. There are a couple of common reasons the amygdala gets stuck in this overactive state. One is past trauma. When someone goes through something painful or frightening, the way their amygdala responds can actually change. It becomes more alert, more on guard, scanning for danger even in safe, ordinary moments. The other common reason is chronic stress. If you've been carrying a lot lately, work pressure, family stuff, money worries, your brain starts expecting bad things to happen, even when you're not consciously thinking about any of it. So while you're sitting there trying to focus on a task, in the background, your brain is quietly running a constant game of what if? What if something goes wrong? What if I mess this up? What if something bad is coming? No wonder it's hard to concentrate. A lot of people try to just push through it. Ignore the feeling, force yourself to keep working, hope it goes away on its own. Here's the problem with that. Ignoring anxiety doesn't calm your body down. It just adds another layer of stress on top of the first one. So you end up feeling more anxious, not less. The good news is, there's a better way. I want to walk you through 3 simple techniques you can use in order, the moment this feeling shows up. I like to think of it as a full reset, one for your body, one for your mind, and one for your next move. Each step builds on the one before it, so let's go through them one at a time. Step 1 is resetting your body. Anxiety isn't just a feeling in your head. It's a physical response too. Your body is trying to tell you something feels off. So the fastest way to start calming down is to work with your body directly. Here's the science behind it. Your nervous system has 2 main modes. One is your fight or flight response, the part of you that reacts fast, stays alert, and looks out for danger. The other is your rest and digest response, the part of you that slows things down, relaxes your muscles, and helps your body recover. When you're anxious, the fight or flight mode is running the show. What you want to do is activate the rest and digest mode instead, because that will naturally slow your heart rate, lower your blood pressure, and help your mind settle. One of the easiest ways to do this is to stretch right where you are. You don't need a gym or a mat. Try this. Clasp your hands behind your back, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and gently push your chest forward while taking a slow, deep breath. Hold it for a few seconds. This releases tension that builds up in your upper body when you're stressed. Then try a gentle twist. Breathe in while sitting up tall, then breathe out as you slowly turn your upper body to one side, looking over your shoulder. Come back to center, then repeat on the other side. The slow breathing that goes with this movement is what helps calm your nervous system down. To finish resetting your body, drink a glass of water. This might sound too simple to matter, but dehydration can actually create some of the same feelings as anxiety, like a dry mouth or feeling lightheaded. So making sure you're hydrated removes one more thing your body might be reacting to. Once your body has calmed down a bit, it's time for step 2, resetting your mind. Free-floating anxiety often shows up strongest when we're feeling something we haven't actually named yet. When you put a feeling into words, it becomes something you can understand and work with, instead of something vague and overwhelming. It's a bit like turning the lights on in a dark room. Suddenly, you can see what's actually there. Researchers call this effect labeling. It simply means naming your emotional state out loud or in writing. And here's what makes it worth doing. Studies have found that when people label what they're feeling, there's an increase in activity in the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for planning and self-control. At the same time, activity in the amygdala, the same overactive alarm system we talked about earlier, actually goes down. In other words, simply naming your feelings can calm your brain down. No extra tools required. The easiest way to do this is a few minutes of writing. It doesn't need to be a full journal entry. You can use the Notes app on your phone, a blank note, or whatever you already have open. Just ask yourself one question. What am I actually feeling right now? You don't need full sentences. A few words is enough. Nervous, tight, worried, restless, whatever comes up. Once you've named the feeling, something interesting happens. You can start to ask why. Instead of a vague, heavy sense of anxiety, you might realize you're actually anxious about a deadline coming up, or a conversation you've been avoiding, or an event next week. And once you know what it actually is, it's much easier to deal with. Which brings us to step 3, resetting your plan. When we're anxious, our brain tends to make everything feel bigger and more overwhelming than it really is. This usually comes from 2 things happening at once. One is imagining the worst possible outcome for a situation. The other is overthinking things so much that you end up frozen, unable to start anything at all. So here's what actually helps. Look at whatever you need to get done, and instead of picking the most urgent task or the most important one, pick the easiest one. The one that takes the least effort and the least thinking. Maybe it's replying to one short email. Maybe it's reading over something you already wrote and fixing a typo. Maybe it's writing one small caption for social media. The goal isn't to solve everything. The goal is one small win, something that pulls your attention back to the present moment and moves you from feeling stuck to feeling in motion again. So that's the full reset. Calm your body first, name what you're feeling second, then take one small, easy action third. It's quick, it doesn't require any special tools, and it can genuinely help in those moments when anxiety shows up without any clear reason. One important note before we wrap up. If what you're feeling is constant or severe, or it's affecting your daily life in a big way, please consider talking to a mental health professional. A video like this can help with everyday moments of anxiety, but it's not a substitute for real support when you need it. If this was helpful, let me know in the comments. Tell me if you try this reset, or if you already have a technique of your own that works for you. And if you'd like more simple, science-backed tools like this one, make sure to subscribe, because there's a lot more coming.